Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening!
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Travers Island. I'm Sam Lopresti for Game & Frame. APSL Metropolitan Conference action this afternoon between the New York Athletic Club and Richmond County FC, two teams towards the bottom of the table that are looking to guarantee their safety as the end of the season comes upon us. For Nyack, they are currently in 8th place coming into the round, but they have won their last two, including that epic win 2 weeks ago against Leros when they were down a man and pulled it out in the last minute of extra time. The 1-0 win after that against Doxa has pulled them to within 1 win of safety. If they win any of their final 4 matches, they will pull themselves ahead of Zum Schneider for the second to last spot in the table and the playout spot. Richmond County just ahead of Leros. They are in just ahead of Nyack, rather. They are in 7th. They are all but assured another year in the APSL. Well, they are coming off a loss against Doxa. In fact, they are winless in their last 4. That has included losses against New York Penn Cyprian and Hoboken, as well as a draw against Vistula. They only have 2 games left with which to improve their position a little bit. But that will be for pride. Nyack still very much playing for their lives. We'll see if they can get those 3 points they need today, right here on Game and Frame, so stay with us. Today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Back here at Traverse Island, I have to correct myself a little bit from my introduction because I just redid my math. It is possible for Nyack to gain safety today, but it is not all in their hands. They have a game in hand on Zum Schneider, who are in 11th place. They currently have a 5-point lead. If Zum lose tonight against New York Greek Americans, and Nyack win today, then they would guarantee their safety. However, if Zoom do win, then Nyack would need one more win, or a combination of a win and a Zoom loss, to mathematically ensure their safety. Nyack with 3 games left on the schedule. Next week they will be here against New York Penn Cyprian, and then they finish with a New Jersey road trip against Vistula and then Hoboken. Nyack ending the season against Hoboken is becoming something of a tradition. This is the 3rd consecutive year that the last game of the season for those two teams has been at Laurel Hill Park. We were here 2 weeks ago for that Laros match, and at that point Nyack were still very much in danger, hovering right around that bottom 2. That win against Laros, absolutely huge. And winning against Doxa in their next match, equally as big. And off we go. Nyack in red, Richmond in black. Jali Salzburg flipping it up this way for Hans Jakob Larsen Nishim. Now Farouk Usman. Farouk Usman getting knocked down. Still with Nyack. Usman again. Backing it up to Frank Shkreli. He's going to try a switch, but that, I think, got pushed by the wind a little bit. Schnadstein still at the top of the box. Amir Islami, and the final touch is wide. Schnadstein, the leading scorer for Sorry about that, folks. A bit of an audio issue that we just had. Nyack controlling things here in the early going. Usman. Back to Shkreli. Shkreli and Jason Gaylord were 2 huge parts of that win against Laros 2 weeks ago in the middle of that defense. Joe Core trying to put that up over the top, easily into the hands of Ron Golder. Richmond will bring it out. The wind is going to be a factor today. It is blowing quite strong. We're very close to Long Island Sound here and the river. Schnadstein will back that up. Upfield now. And that is some good defending there by Jack Doran. It's going to stay here for a throw, though. Long throw, bounces through. Guzman will get to it on the back end. And a foul there will be called against Islami. Vasilios Dimopoulos going to put this back in play. Good job there by Larson. Now he'll spread it wide. Doran. Core. Being pressed up by Roberto Gioffre. Back out to Gaylord. Shkreli. Now Gaylord. Here's Doran again. Looking to get into position to cross. He does! And that one came off the foot of Cole Perrette. It's a little bit wide. So both sides testing the other early here. Just about 5 minutes into the match. But no one finding the target yet. Golder will send this back into play. That's a line drive goal kick. Larson. And finally, still Larson just winning header after header here. It's Moussa Diarra who finally comes out with it, but the pass up goes right to Core. Jack Mulhare. Doran. Looking inside, trying to find Perrette. Intercepted though. Now moving it across. Here's Islami. Strong to fend off Larson. He'll drop it back. Tim Kane. And Joel Favard. Luis Cueva here on the near side wanted that ball. Thought he had a good run. Here's Dylan Meadows. Now Cuevas. Cueva, that pass redirected away. Larson, he scored a fantastic goal 2 weeks ago against Leros, but then just minutes later found himself on the business end of a straight red card for handball and denial of a goal scoring opportunity. Wasn't exactly his fault. He was defending and basically fell down as he was trying to track back, but as he fell, just corralled the ball with his arm, and it was an elementary call after that. Moving that one across the field. Meadows. Good play there by Doran. Can Nyack break? No, they can't. Doran's pass stopped at the source. Here's Islami. Trying to find Meadows inside. Shkreli too strong. And Shkreli is fouled again by Islami. That's the second time he's been called for one down here. That wind is gonna be a factor today. It's currently blowing from roughly from left to right on your screens. You can see the corner flags, just how fiercely that is blowing. Doran heading the ball down. Larson inside. Mulhair inaccurate. He's looking for Stefanos Hondrakis. Here, Kane backing it up. Turn from Islami. Jason Gaylord. Good header, that was important. Schnadstein was moving beyond the back line there. Schnadstein had a brace a couple of weeks ago against Hoboken. It was Doran trying to put that into the middle. Dug out. Sorry, that was not Doran. I think that might have been Joe Core. Cueva will keep it, muscling Perret off that ball. Thrown back in. Osman with the recovery, but couldn't keep it long. Gaylord keeps that. Core. Into the middle. Here's Doran. Doran. Thought he might have had some room there. Good dip inside. And that ball was begging for a tap. It wasn't clean. Might have bounced off a defender there. Nyack are starting to find some spaces. Frank Shkreli starts that one quickly. Didn't wait for Larson the way you normally would. Mulhair gets victimized by a foul there. And now Nyack can throw this ball into the box. A lot of markings over there for different sports. Got lacrosse and I think rugby as well. But the penalty areas are marked off by the yellow lines. It'll be Perret to throw it in. There has not been one real main goal scorer for Nyack this year. And now, here comes Richmond. That was an attempt, and Richmond, who are playing with a very thin bench here today, might have a problem. That attempt at a run down that right side, it ended kind of abruptly, and now it's pretty clear as to why. He looks like he pulled something. That looks like a hamstring to me. Not great. Being helped to his feet by some of his teammates, and he is heading straight for the sideline. And with Richmond only expecting to have 2 players on their bench, and those 2 players were both late arrivals, so depending on whether or not they've gotten here, I think they do have somebody warming up now briskly along the sideline. And yeah, clearly not an injury that he can play through. Joffre, they're going to play. They're going to play with 10 men for now while they get things ready. Dimopoulos starts up after the drop ball. That's a real blow for Richmond. And a real chance now for Nyack. Bit of a collision off the ball there. Meanwhile, Doran, Mulhare. Back out to Shkreli. Gaylord. Core. Richmond currently down a man, shot wide. We'll see how long it takes for them to run this. And now onto the field comes Florian Krivka. So Richmond back up to full strength, but they're already depleted bench taking a big hit here. Here's Osman Perret. That is chested down, and Golder mishandles it. It's going to be a corner. Musa Diarra chesting that ball down. It looked like it was going to be relatively simple, but don't know if it was the wind that did something to it or something else. Corner taken short. Flipped up toward the back post. It was just over Osman, and he was offside. Roberto Joffre is heading toward the locker facilities where Richmond had been changing. It's in that building there on the far side. Some argument here about the state of the current throw-in. Osman couldn't hold that. Kane was able to take it back. Here's Joel Favard. Favard looking for Meadows down the channel. He's got some space. And Dimopoulos with a good play coming off his line and cutting off that potential cross. Had to get that right. Otherwise, Schnadstein would have just tapped it in. Perret. Shkreli. Now Mulhare. Shkreli again. Larson. Larson gets around Meadows. Miscommunication there with Osman. Ooh, that wind. Headed back by Schnadstein, but only as far as Perret. Schnadstein moves this one up. Meadows runs into a wall there. And here comes Core. Core. Good switch there to Osman. Osman at the byline. Cross. Hondrakis! Stefanos Hondrakis! What a great play there by Nyack. Route 1 from Core to Osman on a great switch. Stefanos Hondrakis turning with Farouk Usman's cross. And he scores his 4th of the year in the 20th minute to put Nyack up. And with that, Hondrakis moves into position as Nyack's leading goal scorer this year. Really shows you the lack of a dependable goal every other game or so scorer that they have suffered from this year. Especially when you compare him to one of the more offensive powerhouses in the league like Hoboken. Hoboken already have 2 double-digit scorers on their team, including the co-leader in goals, Cam McGregor. Richmond gonna have to chase things now. Cueva backing it up. Kane across the field to Diarra. And that is Chris Genie who spreads it wide. Osman interrupts that pass just enough. And Perret wants a foul there. He's not going to get it. Peter Genie on the far side. Richmond do have their full complement of players who were available for this game as Straley jumps on that cross. Like I said, now only 1 sub left after Joffre had to leave the game. Straley a little bit too hard on that touch, but that is pulled out by Hondrakis. And Jack Doran couldn't quite run that one down. Great play by Diarra. Gaylord gets to that ahead of Favard. Perret. Larson. A little bit behind Hondrakis there, but Mulhare is in the way. Salzburg looking for Jack Doran. Osman. Islami. Good tackle there by Osman. Genie flicks it away. Salzburg. Core. He was looking for that same switch. This time Cueva was just in the way enough. Doran backs this off. Salzburg, again a little bit behind his target. That was Hondrakis. Perret brings it down, shoulder to shoulder. And now trying to break out with Meadows, but that was much too far. Shkreli receiving the throw. Mulher. Core. Nyack leading 1-0. One of the two ingredients for mathematical safety. Advantage called there. And is headed down, and Golder will be told to wait as Hondrakis took the brunt of that collision there. Drop. Golder will start it out with Genie. And that pass was a little bit inaccurate. That might have been wind aided. Larson. Dimopoulos. Now Jason Gaylord. Core. Salzburg. Shkreli. Osman. Mulher behind Larson. Seems that slight miscommunication on some of these balls. It's been 7 minutes since the New York Athletic Club went ahead. Salzburg, nice chest pass. Perret. Core. Doran. Something brewing here for Nyack, but it's over the head. And it's going to be a goal kick. If you'd like to see some more APSL action coming up, got 2 more matches for you today. New York International against Leros at 2 o'clock. And then a huge relegation fight at 4 between Central Park Rangers and Vistula Garfield. CPR, if they lose that game, are guaranteed to finish in at least the bottom 2. As they try to fight their way out of the cellar, here is Schnadstein looking to try to get onto the pass from Meadows, but Dimopoulos comes out. Backed up. Gaylord. Here is Doran. He fires that one well off target, looking for the run of Hondrakis. If you'd like, it's that time of the month again. It's goal of the month time. You'll see our nominees at halftime. If you'd like to vote, go to the Game and Frame Instagram page and vote in the comments of the pinned nominee post. One vote per person. Voting will end at 11:59 this evening. The winner gets a free Salt Athletic Aircase cleat bag. Meadows recovering this after a little bit of header battle and able to get that one away from Nielsen. Here's Islami. He's got a shot and it is wide. It looks, and it took a deflection. It's going to be a corner. Easily the best opportunity Richmond have had. Amir Islami just missing out on his 6th tally of the season. Now he'll stand over the corner. They take it short. Cueva. Back end. Meadows. Meadows through a crowd. It's blocked. And then dug out on the recycle. Favard looking for Meadows. And he's tripped up by Larson. Chance to put this ball in from dead. The way this game has been shaking out for Richmond County, set pieces might be quite important for them. Favard, ball was rolling because of the wind there, so he's going to reset it. Towards the back post, it's headed and counter-headed by Gaylord. Krivka puts it back towards the box. Islami can't get through Larson, and now Nyack are running with this. It's a one-man run for Perrette. He needs help. He'll end up gaining a corner out of it. Tim Kane coming across to interdict him there. In a flash, the ball back into the Nyack attacking half. Perrette will take this corner. The second of the game so far for Nyack. It's that one short. Did Diarra keep it out from behind the goal? He did not. It's another corner. Not the greatest of deliveries there by Cole Perrette. His delivery came front post when most of his teammates are out there towards the back. Better this time. Still had a couple of defenders on top of him. Doran trying to swing that one over top. Golder immediately intercepted by Mulhare. Doran goes from distance. Kane blocks it. Core. Doran trying to pick it up. Stays with Nyack and Core. He puts that into the middle of the box. Islami looking for a way out. Shkreli says no. Hondrakis keeps it in play. Mulhair down. Advantage is the call. Jason Gaylord just over. Would have been his first of the season. And that goal kick just got stopped in the air by the wind. I've been repeating myself mentioning it, but it really is going to factor into plays like that. Any long pass is going to be in the air long enough to feel the effect of that, of the wind, which is, it's been swirling a little bit, but it's predominantly been coming from left to right. Islami fighting with Larson, wins it. He comes right back to it. Doran's pass for Hondrakis is inaccurate. Diarra. Kane. Sorry, that was not Kane, that was Genie. Diarra still moving forward. Tries to poke that into the path of Islami. And now there's some extracurricular activity going on between Mulhair and Islami that Vasilios Dimopoulos clearly took exception to. Players getting a talking to there. No bookings yet. 10 minutes and a little less to go until halftime. Mulhair stopping that one. Again, a big gust of wind really knocking that ball down. Shkreli. Get the feeling that Nyack might want to add one more before they lose the benefit of this wind. And they're going to have to start fighting into it in the second half. That's Hondrakis with the pressure. Perret, Osman into the box. Osman! Blocked by Kane. Shot! Goal! Stefanos Hondrakis with a second. 37 minutes in. Potts the rebound after a really good block on the shot attempt by Osman. And Golder really didn't have anything he could do with it. And Nyack with a 2-0 lead, well on their way to a third consecutive victory, and perhaps wrapping up their spot in next year's Metropolitan Conference. Cueva, Islami. Cueva again. Here's Diarra. Cueva. Now Genie. That one heading for Meadows. That's brought down by Cueva. And Genie has to put it all the way back to Golder, who had a little bit of running to do to get to that. again. That ball just not getting to its target from Golder because of the way the wind is blowing. That ball deflected away. It's going to be a corner. Diarra was in the way of Hondrakis' pass. Stefanos Hondrakis with the double in the first half. To give Nyack a 2-0 advantage as we head into the closing phases of this half. That was skimmed just wide across goal by Larson. Today's Game in Frame broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Pass out from Golder. Couldn't find Mark Schnadstein, who has not had a lot to do up front today. Richmond's best chance fell to Amir Islami, who had his shot just deflected wide. Otherwise, it would have been 1-1. That's a rare mistake there by Frank Shkreli. And Schnadstein got hit there. Referee playing advantage. Dimopoulos to put the ball back into play. He didn't catch that quite well either. Osman able to flick ahead to it, but it was never really going to be there for Hondrakis. Kane. Genie. Kane. Salzburg with the pressure. Core trying to shield off Krivka and does. Three minutes and change plus any stoppage time before the break, and if anything, the wind has intensified in the last few minutes. That's a high boot against Diarra. Here is Doran now. Doran in traffic was Mulhare. Schnadstein, the flag up. Didn't look like he was going to have much opportunity to work with that ball anyway. And the referee wants that ball returned to the free kick source. And off we go. Once more. Mulhare backing it up. Gaylord. Shkreli. Shkreli dances inside. Osman. Rough touch, but now that's a good ball. Looking for Mulhare. Osman trying to find Doran. It deflected off a Richmond defender. Golder manages to get that one through the gusts, but all the way back to Dimopoulos. That's cut out by Krivka. Switch for Islami. Islami. Down goes Favard. Favard Little bit too much on the pass looking for Meadows. He found his shooting lane closed pretty quick, and that's going to be a foul and a yellow card. To Tim Kaine, I believe it was. First booking of the match. Mulhair. Or sorry, that was Doran in the middle. Now another one, and that's in! Jack Mulhair! Nyack may have sealed it in 45 minutes. Another ball where it was the rebound that ended up killing Richmond. Mulhair's first goal of the season. And Nyack in firm control of things as we approach halftime. Cueva. Schnadstein getting a push there from Shkreli. And Islami gonna hope that he can put the right ball in before half and maybe pull one back right before. Cueva into the middle, Schnadstein couldn't get on top of that. Osman, Cueva, Diarra, and that is going to do it for the first half. It has been all Nyack through the first 45 minutes. Stefanos Hondrakis a brace, scoring in the 20th and 37th minutes, and then Jack Mulhair on the stroke of halftime, giving Nyack the 3-0 lead and putting them well on their way to the first half of what's needed to secure them safety. Halfway home here at Travers Island. It's Nyack 3 and Richmond County 0. So now please enjoy our quite a few nominees for April Goal of the Month.
As well, find Dablo, Nado, who's got some space, catch it well! It's a sublime equaliser for the Pan Cyprians. It dipped and it swerved, and it wheeled into the back of the net.
Free kick for Tigres. And he tries to put it on target, and he does with a beautiful, nearly masterful acrobatic effort. Left, Harrison. Will he go for the shot or the pass? Stanic turned, Harrison faking still. Harrison from a tight angle! Oh, it's just inside the far post! Rijon Harrison, a brace and a tie game for Ozarks is 2-2. They may have pulled back a draw.
Waring looking for Spompanato. Strauss Figueroa! What a bolt! Quincy Strauss Figueroa with a rocket!
All United trying to find an equalizer, cutting back. Here he is. All United. Oh, it's an equalizer! It's a solo, individual effort. And look what it means to Harley United. They've equalized.
Strike it.
Spaker! Oh, into the top of the net! Bam, Spaker, the goal. Wow.
Future. Denting, shooting. What a great goal. Set herself up on the dribble and then goes over the gloves of Hamilton. That's her second already.
New York International! What a tackle at the last second now, Bednarski! What a shot by Bednarski! Dipped in to Billity, who's running at that Alliance box now. Cuts inside, what a move by Billity, what a goal! A brilliant little cut inside the box, bought the space, and he took advantage of it. 1-0 Lone Star.
Captain lines up his right foot, unbelievably lashed in. What a goal from the captain. He has put his foot through that magically. A golden moment for Greater Long Beach.
Can't quite retain possession. Here's Adamenge, and he'll send a long through ball. That's an excellent through ball to Koutner. We'll see what he can do. Driving down the right wing, cuts inside, cuts back outside. Is there a finish at the end of it? And that's a fantastic goal by Christoph Koutner. Spun his defender inside and out, and a clinical finish at the end of it. Drives it in. Commanding header. Comes on the edge. What a hit! Oh, that's absolutely superb. Milton Campos arrows it in.
Swing off the arm. Here's Asivek again. Shooting opportunity for Asivek. Oh, wow. What a beautiful goal that is. And 2 goals in 30 seconds from Negmatov Asivek.
No need to rush the play. And they're up 2 goals at this point in the match. Taking it slow during these set pieces can be very helpful. That's a nice through ball. Let's play back to Doggart. Spampinato out to Doggart. What a goal! Excellent through ball. Spampinato and Doggart connected beautifully there.
Larry though steps back. Miele fires into the back of the net. It's a goal. Miele.
Stanovic off the backside of the head of the retreating fullback. Mamadou Diombera onto his right foot. Mamadou Diombera! That is mesmeric for Mamadou Diombera. He has speared that in with great wonder. Unbelievable work from Diombera. His finish beating Sella.
Now Richie, take them all on. So Richie, oh, Richie! It's a hat trick for the number 17.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The salt air case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game and Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
Welcome back here to Travers Island. It's a little bit of a technical snafu there for kickoff, but it is Nyack 3, Nyack almost 4. And Richmond County 0. We'll see what switching sides does in terms of Richmond now playing with the wind at their backs. You can see immediately Demopoulos' kick out. That is... And now everybody falling over, and that's finally going to be a foul. No, that was Moussa Diarra, who was wondering when the whistle was finally going to blow. No changes so far for Nyack. Richmond had to make one enforced change early in this game when Roberto Joffre came up lame after trying to run a counterattack. Florian Krivka took his place on the field. Dylan Meadows is going to be the one to put this ball into the box, and a good header. That was Meadows, I believe. Meadows putting it in, and I believe it was Tim Kane who got that head to it. So much like the first half, both teams flashing one wide early. Joe Core. Diarra pushing up hard. If they want to get back into this game, Richmond, they are going to have to push. They are going to have to score quickly. That's a nice ball by Osman. Larson. Osman again. Mulhare. Larson in behind. He puts it across. Kane getting that one away from Yali Salzburg. Still in. Gaylord. Gaylord quite deep. Quite high, rather. Here is Doran. He puts that in behind his targets. Chris Genie has another flick, and that was just missed by Osman. Stefanos Hondrakis, who was on a hat trick, had it come off his side. Now here's Diarra. Diarra feels like he's being pushed up a little bit further in this early going of this second half. Cuevas. And actually looks like Richmond are changing shape here. They're in a three-man back line now. And that is just a little bit high. Jack Doran had the angle on that, but it floated on Perret just a tiny bit. And it's a back three now with Krivka, Kane, and Chris Genie. Peter Genie, who had been playing as the right back, is now more in the midfield. Here's Hondrakis. Perret again hitting that one just a little bit too much. Diarra, who is playing as a wingback now, gets that one away from Core, but he shoots it past Dylan Meadows. As the Metro North horn sounds in the distance. Core. Hondrakis lifts that one up for Jack Doran. And the flag is up on Jack Doran. This is all about game management now for Nyack. And you have to be careful with a team like Richmond. They came into this game having outscored Nyack by 6 goals. They can bring them in bunches. Was a couple of weeks ago against Hoboken. They went down 4-0. Mark Schnadstein hit a quick-fire brace that got them back into the game and almost had a hat trick that would have set up a real grandstand finish, but the ball twisted away from the post just at the last second. It was a game that had Hoboken manager Matt Farrell bawling his own team out as opposed to celebrating the fact that they had scored 4 goals in the first half. Ball a little bit too much, and you wonder if Richmond are going to have to recalibrate themselves a little bit with these wind-aided passes that they're going to be kicking for the next couple of minutes. That ball to Perret. Cueva Favard. Favard trying to find, can't tell if he was looking for Islami there or Cueva. Demopoulos putting it back into play. Here's Shkreli. Genie pushing up. Demopoulos. Schnadstein trying to apply some pressure. So too Meadows. Gaylord. Trying to cushion that down. Islami. He's never going to beat Shkreli to that ball. Perret. Has that pulled away by Favard. Larson in there to cover his man. That is Mulher overrunning it a little bit, but he kept it alive. Shkreli looking for the switch. Gets it to Core. Doran runs into a double team. Meadows trying to get that to Schnadstein, but Demopoulos is going to get there first. And that one is out of play, off of Diarra. Perret. Larson. Now Mulher. Jason Gaylord. And Joe Core. Nyack just controlling the ball, controlling possession, which they've done much of this match. A couple of changes being prepared by Nyack on the bench. Looks like they might be about ready to just empty their entire bench onto the field here. Mulher. Gaylord. Well, they've got 5 guys waiting. The fourth official looking a little bit flummoxed in terms of checking players into the game. Cueva taking the ball away. Kane. Genie runs into Perret. And Osman might have had the opportunity for a foul. Certainly wasn't happy with Genie maybe being a bit grabby there. And Meadows trying to flick that on for Schnadstein, but he was a step offside. And now lots of changes. Let's see who comes off. Looks like Core, Gaylord, Hondrakis, Mulher, and Osman coming off. Ryan Hilke is out there, so is Tony Rocha. Jacob Dennison, Brent McCown, and Quentin Vanderlee. And Tomas Gutierrez as well. This is a full empty of the bench. And Vanderlee immediately pulling Krivka back. There is only one change available for Richmond right now, and that's Islami with some good pressure there, but the got tied up. Here's Perrette. Hilke was hoping for a pass there, but he was offside. It was a good job by Perrette noticing it. Hilke through the line for Larson, who was a little bit offside. McCown will bring this one down. Nyack, the job about 80% done. They've scored 3 in the first half. Now they're just managing this. That's Favard, but Richmond just haven't been able to keep the ball. They've really been outplayed in midfield. Here is Diarra looking for the middle. Schnadstein trying to fight his way through 2. He wanted a foul there, but that was definitely not. Here is Hilke. He's offside. And shows you Richmond knowing how much they need something. That Golder is taking a free kick all the way up here with half an hour to go, and man, he just hit it right to his opposite number in goal. Nothing seems to be going right for Richmond County today. Vanderlee gets jumped by 2 men there. Here is Genie, Peter Genie, trying to roll that for Schnadstein. He had the right idea, but it was a good job by McCown to jump that. Holy cow. We just got a gust of wind coming straight across the field, right into our faces in our camera position. That might have been the strongest one of the day. Gutierrez, Larson, he's got Vanderlee wide open. Quentin Vanderlee. A breakdown. And in the 62nd minute, it is 4-0. And that probably ends any doubt about which way the points are going in this one. This has been a dominant display by Nyack. For 2 teams directly adjacent to each other in the table. Richmond in 7th, Nyack in 8th coming into the weekend. Nyack will pull within 1 point of Richmond with this goal, and like we mentioned before, if Zum Schneider lose today against New York Greek Americans, then Nyack will have mathematically guaranteed themselves safety. Salzburg, and this is getting rough now. Ryan Hilke with his first goal of the year. Five minutes between those last two goals. And it's turning into a rout now. And immediately right back to it. Krivka trying to find Schnadstein, who just has not had any service today. And some real frustration. Here is Rocha! Blocked by Chris Genie. He'll take this short. Salzburg headed down, and now Favard with the chance to run. He's got Islami on one side, he's got Schnadstein on the other. Schnadstein looking for at least a consolation. Here is Meadows, and Dimopoulos down to save it. It was pretty central. Perret. Vanderlee. That was a Meg. Rocha. Perret. Salzburg. Headed away from Hilke. And Gutierrez trying to add a goal to the assist and balloons that one well up. Two more matches in the APSL Metropolitan County for you to enjoy here on the Game and Frame YouTube channel today at 2 o'clock. New York International will be facing off against Leros. And then in an important relegation fight, CPR against Vistula Garfield. CPR will be guaranteed one of the last two spots in the league if they fail to win that game. And could very well be on their way back to the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. They are rock bottom currently. That throw in is out of play. It'll be interesting to see whether Kamal Berkanovic does come on for Richmond or if they just say the heck with it. Richmond was coming into this game very thin on the bench. Got even thinner early when Roberto Joffre pulled up with a leg injury. Favard. Header. Is offline. Here's Meadows looking for the throw in and gets it. is starting to loosen himself up near the Richmond bench. And he just put his shin guards in too, so we will see him. Favard. Good feet there by Favard, but he's well off target. Today's Game in Frame broadcast is brought to you by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Vanderlee overran that just a bit. Meadows. Richmond County have just been suffocated today. That's a heavy touch from Favard. Gutierrez. That's going to be a foul there. Gutierrez caught the ball with that, but caught a little too much of Favard as well. That is Diarra, who got that to Schnadstein, who could have turned with it, but didn't get the right control. Salzburg. Kane denying him. Looking for Perret. He's going to get it back from Vanderlee. Perret. Tackled away when coming up here to our level. Not a whole lot left for either side to do except see the rest of this clock out. Vanderlee to put it back in play. Hilke, Rocha. Good play there by Diarra to keep his body in front of him. Schnadstein looking for something to get onto the scoreboard, but Larson says no. Perret. Still going. Backing it out to McCown. Salzburg. Vanderlee. Perret looking to try to carry the ball through, but Kane is in the way. Headed right back though by Dennison. Gutierrez toward the box. Headed out by Krivka. And that is almost taken away by Rocha. Shkreli stops that through ball. And the flag going up. Schnadstein perhaps coming back from an offside position for that. 18 minutes remain in this match. And there is going to be the final change coming for Richmond County. Kamal Burkanovic is pretty much ready to go on the sideline. We'll see who he comes on for. Perret. Salzburg. With space. Here's Perret with his left. Good save by Golder. And now the change is going to come. And it's going to be Amir Islami coming off for Burkanovic. Islami perhaps wondering what might have been. He's come as close as anybody to scoring for Richmond County when it was still 1-0, had a great shot. It was just touched wide. And not long after that, Nyack took the game by the throat. That is thumped over everybody by Brent McCown. Another really impressive gust of wind coming. Up forward from Burkanovic. Burkanovic dropping into the back three. It looks like Krivka, who's been sent a little further forward. Vanderlee. That's Kane with the theft of the ball. Peter Genie. Diarra looking for Schnadstein. Holds up. Larson is in the way of the pass. Here's Cueva now. Genie. Burkanovic all the way back to Golder. Graley. Larson. A much calmer game for Larson than it was 2 weeks ago here in his last match when he scored a goal, then got sent off. And a final change for Nyack is going to be William Pierce. Captain's armband goes from Perrette to Yali Salzburg. Roach up. Here is Larson. Pierce first touch. Vanderlee not wide enough. Here is Favard. Richmond looking to spark something. Krivka bouncing that one off McCown's chest. As Favard got taken down there. Throw-in stays here. Headed away by McCown, but behind. Possibility for a consolation goal here as we approach 78 minutes elapsed in this game. Either team in a serious rush. Cueva trying to move the corner flag aside. Assistant going to attend to that. That is headed in. And that was Burkanovic who scored. The header by Burkanovic in the 79th minute does get Richmond onto the scoreboard. That was from in close enough that wasn't much Dimopoulos could do to move. First of the year for Burkanovic. And we are at 5-1. Favard. Dimopoulos not going to let him get to that. Triggered back in by Kane. Towards the middle, that is headed back by Pierce. Diarra. Did say that they could score goals in bunches. They made their game against Hoboken much more interesting in the second half than it was in the first. But they would have to do something pretty special to pull off a big finish here. Rocha gets the first contact with that ball. Sorry, no, that was not Rocha. It was Dennison. Larson. And here's Hilke. Pierce. Nice move. Hilke again. Hemmed in by a couple. And he's going to back it out to Larson. And now Rocha puts that one forward. Salzburg on his horse. Waiting for some targets to arrive. Top of the box. Shot saved by Golder. Rocha was looking for his fourth of the year there. Impressive counter. We all know that Nyack can pull those out in lots of situations. As Leros discovered 2 weeks ago. Burkanovic trying to go long for Schnadstein. Schnadstein couldn't get to the run of Dylan Meadows. He saw it, but he couldn't get himself in a position to make the pass. Rocha swings that around for Gutierrez. Here's Larson. He's looking for one save! Larson looking for a second goal in 2 games for him. Golder's made a couple of big saves in the last few minutes to keep this score from getting any bigger. I don't think anybody on Nyack knows who's going to actually take this corner. Certainly no rush to do so. Rocha puts it in, header, goal! It's Salzburg! In the 84th, fourth of the season for Salzburg, getting up for one in the 6-yard box. Some dueling corners. And the 5-goal lead is now restored. It's 6-1. And Nyack inching themselves ever closer to safety. This will be their third consecutive win. Kane puts that one behind Schnadstein. Until last week, they hadn't won consecutive games all season. Now a 3-game winning streak right at the end is going to pull them almost all the way clear of the drop zone. Favard interdicted there by Pierce. Brkanovic, the goal scorer for Richmond. And that one's just going to roll over the line. It has been a dominant day for Nyack. Six goals by 5 different goal scorers. Hilke wins that ball. Golder has to get back into his line. Good ball by Rocha. Saved by Golder. 1-on-1 with Hilke. That was a beautiful ball by Rocha. We've seen some fantastic things from him over the years. Remember, he scored an Olympico about 3.5 seasons ago against Hoboken. That's a bit of a misstep there. Favard looking for space to run into. Vanderlee stopped him. That is a Nyack throw. Just a couple of minutes away from kickoff of New York International and Leros. We hope you stay with us to the end of this match. We'll talk with some of the top players from Nyack. Brkanovic getting a little chippy. Diarra has it taken off of him by Vanderlee. Rocha. And Kane just had the angle on him, but Gutierrez recovers. Cueva is called for the foul. Only one yellow card today. By the way, I misidentified that yellow card in the first half. I had thought that it was against Kane. It was actually Peter Genie who had been shown that card. And that is one for Rocha. 7-1. Two minutes to go. Seven goals, 6 different goal scorers. This has been over since the stroke of halftime, really, but it's slowly gotten out of hand. Not the first time Richmond have been knocked around like this. Rocha just over. See if there's any stoppage time to be added on. Rocha again, Hilke. Salzburg a little bit behind Rocha there. Richmond have absorbed an 8-1 loss against Hoboken this year. Nyack beat them 6-1 in Staten Island at the beginning of October. But it has been a while since Richmond have really absorbed this kind of a kicking. And we're not even going to get stoppage time, which isn't a surprise. This game, a total domination by the New York Athletic Club. They win it 7-1, and they are now on the cusp of guaranteeing their safety in the APSL. Should Zoom Schneider lose today, they will have it. Don't forget to vote for our goal of the month on the Game and Frame Instagram page. That voting ending at 12:59 tonight, or 11:59 tonight, just before 12. The final score here at Travers Island: Nyack 7, Richmond 1. We'll be back with some of the top players in this matchup right after this.
As well, find Dablo, Nido, who's got some space, catch it well! It's a sublime equaliser for the Pan Cyprians. It dipped and it swerved, and it wheeled into the back of the net.
Free kick for Tigres. And he tries to put it on target, and he does with a beautiful, nearly masterful acrobatic effort. Left, Harrison. Will he go for the shot of the pass? Stanic, turned, Harrison, faking still. Harrison from a tight angle! Oh, it's just inside the far post! Rijan Harrison, a brace, and a tie game for Ozers is 2-2. They may have pulled back a draw.
Waring looking for Spompanato. Strauss Figueroa! What a bolt! Quincy Strauss Figueroa with a rocket!
All United trying to find an equalizer, cutting back. Here he is. All United. Oh, it's an equalizer! It's a solo, individual effort. And look what it means to Harley United. They've equalized.
Strike it. And Spaker! Oh, into the top of the net! Bam, Spaker! The goal. Wow.
Future. Dancing, shooting. What a great goal. Set herself up on the dribble and goes over the gloves of Hamilton. That's her second already.
New York International! What a tackle at the last second now, Bednarski! What a shot by Bednarski!
Dipped in to Billity, who's running at that Lions box now. Cuts inside, what a move by Billity, what a goal! A brilliant...
Welcome back to Travers Island. I'm here with Cole Peretti. Peretti. I apologize for the name in the action there, but today obviously a really dominant performance from you guys. What was the game plan to coming in, and how did you work it to exploit the weaknesses that Richmond was showing today?
Yeah, I think we just came in, put a good warm up in. We were ready from the start. Vasily did a great job with putting the team together and just telling us like where we should be pressing, how to press them, and obviously in the first half we put a good performance in, and then they carried in the second half with the subs coming in. And just I don't think there was really a low point from us, and really proud of the group today.
The midfield especially really seemed to get on top of of Richmond's, to the point where they changed formations in the second half to try to offset that a little bit. What was the mindset for you and the rest of that midfield as the game was going on?
Yeah, we just wanted to stay connected. If the three of us were playing together, we knew we could be dynamic. And then really good from Umar and Jack today, just making runs on the wing, helping us, creating space for us in the middle. And like I said, just the three of us working together really put in performance from the other two lads, from Yali and Jack in the middle with me. And then Tony, obviously, in the second half, is just unbelievable. So it's great playing with all three of them.
The conditions here were playing some part in this game. How do you adjust for wind like this while you're on the field, when knowing that really any ball that you kick might not go where you want it to go?
Yeah, no, the wind is always a factor, but you always got to think both teams are playing with it, so you can't think too much about it, and just if you can keep it on the ground as much as you can. I think our team did great with the possession, just playing between each other, short 5-10 yard passes, and we were able to break them down that way. Didn't have to play too much through the air, and yeah, it was definitely affecting the game though.
So if Schneider lose tonight against the Greeks, then you guys will be mathematically safe. How does it feel now compared to a couple of weeks ago when you guys were coming into the Laros game and you were really in danger?
Yeah, no, I think coming in the spring we were starting at the bottom of the table, and we got the group behind us, had a couple team calls together, and we talked about commitment, and you see the guys are starting to show up to every game, and everyone's putting in a good performance. I think we got 3 in the last 3 games, so really turning around the spring season, really happy, and hopefully we carry this into the next fall. So we just want to finish strong too, so pretty happy, really proud of the group.
Thanks very much, Cole.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that will do it for us here at Travers Island. The final score one more time: Nyack 7, Richmond County 1. I'm Sam Lopresti for Game and Frame, and we'll see you for our next matchup.